New within just the last 2 hours, we have learned that 2 more victims were found inside the Michigan church that was shot into and set on fire this morning. This happened at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc. That brings the number of people killed to 4. 2 of them were shot. 2 were later found dead inside the church. At least 8 people are injured. The church building is a total loss from the fire, and crews have not been able to search the entire building at this time. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives says all indications point to the suspect using gasoline to set the church on fire. 40-year-old Thomas Sanford is accused of ramming his car into the front door of the church just before 10:30 this morning, then opening fire on the congregants. Sanford was killed by a Department of Natural Resources officer and a Grand Blanc police officer in the back parking lot of the church. During this evening's update, Police Chief William Rennie talked about the bravery seen inside of that structure today.
They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith. Just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are.
And I didn't expect this to happen, of course, and I've lost friends in there.
Investigators couldn't confirm how many people are still unaccounted for, but there are people still missing. The police chief says investigators are working around the clock to make sure everyone is located. The FBI is investigating this attack as a targeted act of violence. Tragedies like the one in Michigan are often felt beyond the cities and towns where they happen. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has a vast community here in the Triangle, and its members are now rallying around each other. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live at the church on Six Forks Road in Raleigh this evening. Kirsten, this community is dealing with a lot right now.
Eric, the news of that attack in Michigan came less than 24 hours after the church announced the passing of its president, Russell Nelson. I sat down today with one local church leader. He tells me that the community is thinking of how it can support those in Michigan while also considering ways to make chapels like this one more secure.
There were lots of
Scott Batchelor is the president of the Raleigh stake in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He describes how troubling the news of Sunday's tragedy was for the community.
We really want a world where there are peacemakers, where there's kindness, and unfortunately, the events today in Michigan is the opposite of that.
This video shows the flames and smoke rising from the chapel in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The attack comes one day after the death of church president Russell Nelson at 101 years old.
How is the community affected by all of this happening in just such a short amount of time?
Again, because we have other members in other places, it's very easy to be connected to those events. And so as a church, we rally around each other, we support each other, both those that are here in the Raleigh area as well as those around the country.
But Batchelor says that support doesn't deny the need to address security measures at local churches.
We'd already had conversations about that after some of the other recent things that have happened, but we need to make sure that people feel safe when they come to worship with us.
Local security expert Patrick Fiel outlined how the church can do that.
Well, we put ballards, concrete ballards right up front of the entrance where a car cannot penetrate it. Have a security team. You might take, a handful of security guys and give them additional training.
And while Batchelor tells me the church wants to continue fostering a welcoming environment, Fiel says it will likely have to look different moving forward.
So unfortunately, when you're in a church setting, a lot of people have a tendency to believe that they're in a church of, God and Christ, that they're protected. But unfortunately, that's not the case any longer.
In a statement today, a spokesperson with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints says that the church is working with law enforcement as they continue their investigation. They also say, in part, quote, places of worship are meant to be sanctuaries of peacemaking, prayer, and connection. Live in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.